Gigi No Re. Tonight we're playing, for our spooky Halloween game, we're playing The Final Girl by Bret Gillan. It is an indie RPG from 1,000 years ago, from 4004 BC, when indie RPGs were just getting in the stride, getting in the swing of things. This is a horror one-shot RPG that uses a deck of cards for a resolution mechanism. It is intended to replicate slasher movies primarily, where at the end of the show, so to speak, you have one surviving character left, the eponymous final girl. Doesn't have to be a girl, of course, and the entire game is set up to make the telling of such a story into a game.
I know I should have stayed home.
Nope, John, you're in for the long haul here. So the first step, and if you are a patron, like all the smart people are, at patreon.com/GGNoRe, you will see that my reference sheet that I'm using to run this game, so I don't have to look at the book, is up there for you guys. And it's also got hacks that I made for it. So you can run it with different procedures, some more in-depth characterization, or with D20, like 5e kind of style stuff. But tonight we're just going to run it by the book, at least as I recall, by the book Final Girl game. So we're going to have 5 players tonight. So that means each of us will create 2 characters. I'll refer to them as PCs each. Only one of them will survive until the end. You can try to let your preferred character survive to the end, but there's no guarantee because each PC goes into a communal pool, and you can try to play that PC and make that PC survive, but there's no guarantee. The objective, I think, there's no objective, I don't think, explicitly stated in the book, but the objective is just to portray a compelling horror-type story with the tools we have at our disposal. The first step, though, is we need to figure out the setting that our horror game will take place in. There is a table that Bret Gillan, the author, has given in the appendix. You can just draw a card, and then it will tell you basically what movie with the serial numbers filed off you're going to do, or you can come up with your own. I don't think any of us have decided what we're going to do, but that's what we're going to do right now. And because I think it would be tedious to hear us just discuss things and spitball, we'll take a break. Tim will sneeze. And then after that, we will come back, possibly with another player, with a pitch, and we'll start creating characters for the final girl. Bye. See you later.
Bye.
We're coming back soon.
Bye, everybody.
Don't touch that dial. All right, so we decided, because it would be on brand for us, that the premise is not one of, I don't know, maybe this one is in the random table that's in the book, but we have decided to be an adventuring party that has been shafted down to the 3rd level. We're 1st level, we're newbies, and now we're being chased by undead creatures trying to get back to the surface. So that's our setting. Now the first step that comes up here is the casting procedure. We've got 5 players, which is probably the max you want to do before you invoke the optional Carnage rules, which is meant to deal with having a ton of players and the logistics involved in that. So we don't have to do Carnage rules, but the game does have a way to scale for a ton of players, which is really nice. But in casting, players together are going to create 10 PCs total. These PCs are shared. They're not called PCs in the book, by the way. That's just me giving you a hint as to what they are. They're shared among the players. You don't own any particular PC, even if you create that PC. And you can angle for that PC to survive, but you may not be able to make it happen. Only one PC will survive. We know that. So first, you pass out an index card. Well, you do some math, right? This is Math Finder. You try to get an equal number of PCs to each player that adds up to at least 10. So we've got 5, that's 2 PCs per player, easy math. 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 1 is 2.
2 plus 2 is 4, that's quick math.
Quick maths. So that's what we're going to do now. And all that's required is you come up with a single, preferably stereotypical sentence that describes them, like William, the stuck-up rich kid, or the dumb cheerleader or whatever. Because the platonic ideal of this game is the slasher film from the 80s. But since we're doing D&D, I'm sure there's going to be bards and rogues and that kind of stuff. So we are going to workshop this among ourselves and come back when we've got the characters created. We'll summarize them very quickly, and then we'll get into the actual game. All right, so we've got our characters. Let's see. What are they? We've got... All right, we got them.
Do you want all of them?
We've got James, the forgettable fighter. We've got Krunk, the brutish barbarian. We've got Morgan Ironwolf, the stoic fighter. We've got Alina, the kind cleric. What else do we have? Balthazar, the extremely dogmatic paladin. Glimrung, the dwarven smith. Megan, spelled Maegyne, the seductive thief. Denvir, the injured bard. And Gurga, the buff half-orc barbarian. I think that's it. Oh, and Flizzlenib, the quirky gnome wizard. Oh, I want him to be the first to die.
Was the injured guy injured before he fell down into the pit, or like, is this a new injury?
Not physically injured, no.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is my mic on?
No, your mic's not on, but now it is. Now your mic's on.
Wait, you sure? Get close.
Hey, Mike.
No, it's not.
Hello? Hey.
Now it's on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's on.
Wait,
There it is.
Yeah, there
wait,
you
can
are.
you hear it?
Yeah, back up a
Yeah, you're
little
on
bit.
now.
Back up a little bit, babe.
I don't hear me.
You're there.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
Look at my waveform. It looks really small.
No, everybody's waveform is small. We're fine. Don't worry about it.
It's average.
I'm going to sound like...
No, I'll get it in post. Don't worry about it. Listen,
Okay.
we're going to get computers. Computers are actually generating this podcast right now. You're not even listening to real humans playing. This is just automatically generated to get at the brainstem of the listener.
It's because we're in a simulation.
That's right. So we've
I'm
cast
a bot and my waveform is huge.
we've cast our characters, and it didn't take long for us to do this. It's a very quick process, especially if you know the tropes involved, which we're not doing a slasher, but it'll be fine. Now, we go to the introduction scenes. There are 3 scenes, exactly 3, and in these scenes, one player frames the scene. This is the killer player, but no one is going to die in these scenes. The point of these scenes is for us all to collectively get to know the PCs, the characters, and to establish relationships between the characters. So when these scenes start, each one of you who's not the killer character, who is just responsible for framing the scene, saying where it is and what's going on, and ending the scene, like if it gets boring, you say cut, we'll go to the next scene. That'll be me to start with, and then it'll pass to my left. So Tim will be the next one. Everyone who's not that person will grab one of the characters, doesn't matter which one, you didn't have to have created that character, and you will play that character for the introduction scene. Your meta goal in this scene is to create interesting relationships between the characters, like give us a reason to care about them. Does that make sense? So we have an opinion about them and care if they live or die. The kinds of relationships that you should be angling toward are listed here. Is friendship, rivalry, or screwing. They have mechanical implications. When it comes time to defend yourself against the killer, if you have a friendship with a character, you get like extra hit points for each relationship you have, no matter what kind. So you want to have, on characters you care about, you want to have as many relationships as possible. That is how survivable they will be. For friendships, if you have a friendship with someone, you can play a card from your hand to try to save them. If you have a rivalry with someone, you can play a card from your hand to try to kill them. Like, it's basically like a disadvantage or advantage thing from 5e, like basically a reroll. And then if you are screwing someone, you can do either one. So help them or hurt them. And it's a way for you to just make things interesting and also to angle the end game toward your desired ends. So that's what our objective is. It's the scenes like during the start of a horror movie where we see people interacting normally, but then in the background there's a TV and it's going on about strange reports of people attacking folks at the mall or whatever. There's intimations of the badness to come, but the main point is to tell us who these characters are and what they're all about. So we'll start right now. The first thing to do is to establish the scene. You will need to do this the next turn if you're the killer player, and this will just rotate through just one by one. You will need to establish the scene, and then all the other players will need to free role play. This is a thing that was like really big in the early indie RPG scene, like free play. There's literally no rules or guidelines about what you should do. But in general, what you should actually be trying to do is create relationships between the characters, because each relationship you create will make you stronger for endgame. Does that make sense? Okay.
Well, but we rotate the PCs.
Yeah, but you might end up playing the same PC every turn. We don't know when you're not the killer. It's just up to luck, whoever gets what. All right, so I will start by framing the scene. Imagine our party of characters that we've just described. We've got 10 people, and they're rolling into an old dusty tomb. There are images of mosquitoes There's kudzu everywhere. Everything is creaking. Even the stones under your feet seem cracked and like they're about to fall at any second. Someone, let's see, who does it? Oh, what's the bard? What's his name?
Denvir.
Denvir, yeah. Denvir, would you say Denvir's a good-looking fellow?
Absolutely, he is.
Okay, fantastic looking.
He's very
bard.
charismatic.
Just he's gonna hit level 9 in no time. He's level 1 right now, but just stick with him. But this guy, he sees a mural. Actually, no, it's a bas-relief statue on the wall of a
Classic.
yeah, of a demon with a ruby set at the end of his nose, at the tip of his nose. And Denvir happens to just go off from the party a little bit and reach up and grab the ruby. And wouldn't you know, that makes the entire T intersection where you guys are fall out from underneath you. And you guys tumble down into, it seems like 40 feet below. All the rest of you hit a slide, but Denvir is right under the part where there is no slide. Like it's sliding down to like beneath him. So he has the farthest fall, and as soon as he hits the ground, he's got a compound fracture in his leg.
And facial fractures, too. He's not going to be so pretty anymore.
Excellent.
So this is at Legion Field.
Yes, exactly. So he's crying out in pain, and as you guys look around, you can see you're on a field of bones as far as your torches reach. And that's where the scene starts. Now, I know as soon as I say go, everybody's going to be like, what do I do now? Isn't that right?
No, but don't we need characters?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Pick your characters.
Yeah.
One each. Doesn't matter
my
which.
mic's not on, right? Like it's just not on.
Talk.
Is it on?
Yeah. It's
Yes.
Yeah, it's on.
Is it on?
Yeah,
Oh, but I
it's
just
on.
need to be this close all the time.
No, back up.
it.
I'll turn you up a little bit.
Are you having trouble hearing yourself?
I think
Well-
I think I am.
Well, then you need
Guys,
to
we don't need to do a
adjust your
podcast anymore because the listener that one guy, his ears are dead, or person. Sorry, don't know.
So pick a character.
So I'm just gonna pick randomly here.
Okay, you can pick randomly. That's fine. And then pass it on.
Who'd you get?
Morgan Ironwolf, the Stoic Fighter.
She's an example character from old D&D from 1981.
I've got Alina, the kind cleric.
That's from Mincer Redbox, 1983. I believe it's 1983. Some grognard's going to correct me. Thanks for the Foley work there, John.
I got Fliznib, the quirky gnome wizard.
Now note that
That was the one you created.
this method of picking your characters is not mandated by the rules. You don't have to randomly choose them. And if you want a character to die, try not to get in relationships.
Part of me that really wants
So-
this character to die.
so someone
There's
wants-
part of me that wants it to be the last girl.
So if someone wants to be friends with you, just rebuff their advances. Or if you want Fliznib to be the final girl, then there you go.
I got Crunk, the late 90s Atlanta rapper / British barbarian.
Okay, that's going to be good. All right, so I have written up some guidelines here because I think we're not going to know what to do because we're not used to playing games
I
like
think we
this.
just
Do you
it.
play character too?
Not for this round.
Okay.
The person
I
who's
feel
the
like
killer.
we just do it. I mean, why don't?
Well, then do it.
Okay. But you want me to
Oh,
start?
it's free roleplay now. It's
What do we do with the other 5 characters?
they're there, but they're just
7
background NPCs.
So
characters.
I think the way you handle this, you look around the table and you see, does anyone like strongly feel like they need to jump in right now?
Oh, I thought we took turns.
Do you?
No, it's
Okay,
it's-
we're just
this
doing
is
it.
So
this
it
is
looks like Tim strongly wants to jump in. He is ready for action.
Imagine it's 2011.
So
The edition out is 4th edition D&D. Players of RPGs are struggling. They want something new and different. They look at the Forge, nd-rpgs.com. This is what they find. They want something that is This is a reactionary tabletop role-playing game. This is against everything that the mainstream is doing. It's free roleplay right now.
This is beautiful. So,
So-
go ahead, Tim. You want to jump in?
Morgan Ironwolf, the Stoic Fighter. She gets up, brushes herself off, looks at, makes sure she's not injured. Doesn't feel injured. She's good. She gets up. She very pointedly walks over to Denvir, who's crying out in pain. Obviously, she gets up to him and standing there, and she's like, "Be quiet. Be quiet. Look around you. See all the bones? We're not in a safe place. You need to keep your mouth shut while you're in pain. Let me take a look at you, though." So she's gonna observe his injuries, and see if
Alina rushes over.
Oh, by the way,
To Denvir.
the killer player, I play all the NPCs.
Cool.
So it's like a rotating GM.
Are they going to be NPCs?
Yeah, all the other characters that are not playing right now.
They are.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not just going to be mute.
Oh, well, I'm probably not going to remember all of them, right?
Okay.
But so you can make a relationship with somebody who's not represented by an active PC or active player right now. So like Denvir, where is he? I don't get him. Anyway, Denvir is just screaming. He has his hands on his face and like, "Oh, my beautiful face!" Oh, my leg!
I put my hand over his mouth forcibly.
And so
Morgan
Alina
does.
rushes to his side, and she looks dramatically at everyone and says, "No one be mad at him. This could have been any of you. Any of you could have done this. Denvir, are you okay?"
You'll never want to screw me now.
Well,
I think
is that hurt?
I don't know.
Stares pointedly at his crotch.
Could be.
Okay. Morgan stops them both. Says, "Shh, you're a cleric. Can you heal him?"
Hey, Alina, do we have a screwing relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, do you actually, or is just
Like, right
like
now?
saying it meant
No.
Right now or
We are
previously?
we are revealing.
Oh, okay.
So screwing.
So just write the name of the
Denvir.
character and then the type. So screwing. All right. So Denvir got a little stronger. Yeah. So that's how it works. So we play, see what relationships are exposed, and then when I cut the scene will be over, and then we'll have 2 more of these. All right. So you're saying what was just happening just then when we went out of character?
He asked if I could heal you. If I
Oh,
could
that's right.
Heal.
Or
Okay.
somehow mend his wounds to make it better.
Yeah, so I'm well trained in medicine, of course. So I will splint his leg carefully, lovingly.
All right.
Maybe
Okay.
close any open wounds.
As
I'll
you're
pat his forehead.
as you're doing that, Fliznib is going to come over there and look over your shoulder like, I've read a bunch of books on this, and I don't think that's the way you do it. I don't think you're doing that the right way. And it's like really just. I think you need to. No, not with the those straps are not.
Shut up, Fliznib. Fliznib, shut up. We never should have taken you here.
Poor
No.
Fliznib.
You gotta clean the clean.
Quiet.
Fliznib,
Quiet, you
go
sweet
kill
boy.
yourself. All right, he's got a rivalry with you, unless you disagree.
No, that's fine.
So can my Brutish barbarian walk over and knock Fliznib out, and then also start trying to secure the perimeter?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what I
Unless
wanna
unless Fliznib's going to disagree.
I mean, no. I mean, I guess then he'll take a rivalry with you too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
fine.
No, he likes it. Oh.
Oh,
maybe
He's
knocking him out
he's
and more of
what's
it.
your-
Does that mean we're
again?
a screwing relationship now?
What's your character's name again?
Crunk the Brutish barbarian.
So you just say crunk.
Not a lot of
rivalry.
nuance.
Yeah. So just make sure you write Fliznib rivalry.
Right. But then also I'm like trying to make sure I can protect the
Right.
folks that are.
So that means he has
down.
2 relationships now.
Yep. And Denvir has 2 as well.
So we look up the slide thing. Is there any way we could ever make it out?
Oh no, it's 20 feet up in the ceiling, and you guys don't have any magic. We'll say that's relevant.
Okay.
I have force box.
That's a little inside joke from last time. So you guys hear an unearthly howling coming from the deepest, darkest crevice. There are multiple crevices all around the room. And by the way, when I'm saying that there is all this stuff in the room, I'm just improvising, of course. But that ability is also available to you even when you're just players. So, like, if you want to say, I grab a torch that's on the ground or something like that, it's fine as long as it's plausible. So feel free to make stuff up environmentally as long as it makes sense with the premise. And, as long as it's plausible, it's okay. So hear an unearthly howling, and everyone's eyes goes toward this 2 pale orbs that are looking at you. That seem like pumpkin-sized, each one of them, from a crack in the ceiling that's above you, and they're staring at you down. And I think at this point, y'all are all going to run as fast as you can to get away from here, and we'll cut there, and the next scene will be started by Tim. So put all the characters back. Does anybody want to pick a character in particular? If not, I will randomly distribute them.
No, let's do it random.
I think
so-
random's good.
Okay. So Tim, while we're randomly distributing these, you think of the next scene. I have some. This is, if you look at the ref sheet I have, killer procedures. it doesn't. I don't know if it tells you this in the actual book, but try to frame a dynamic scene where there's some decision or reaction you have to make.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it can just be a static scene, or if there's some like plot point you want to hit, then do that. All right, so I'm gonna take this person. You're gonna take. Here you go, Jen. Here you
I'll
go.
be darned, the same one.
Really? All right, I've got Fliznib.
I love this
Oh
name.
no, Fliznib, why are you gonna survive, buddy?
There's like Fliznib runs directly towards the orbs.
All right. So Tim, do you have an idea? You can always ask other people if you don't.
Yeah, I
need-
got an
okay.
idea.
All right.
Way ahead of you.
So you guys they're all running.
Yep.
And, you're going away from where you fell. You're having to cross over all these bones, running away from the crevice, I guess, in the ceiling. But as you're running, you do notice there are other holes, for lack of a better term. I mean, they're basically holes. You can't see how deep they are, but in the wall and some kind of on the ground a little bit, but mostly on the walls. You think you see something in there as you run by them. You're not sure, but there's a lot of these little holes. You eventually come to it's a tunnel. It's bigger than these holes. It's probably 6 to 7 feet tall. But you come to a tunnel. It's the only way, presumably, out of here. You're running down this tunnel. The bones are starting to dissipate. You don't see as many. There are all kinds of scratches and gouges in the walls. You eventually come to a fork in the tunnel. And while you're going, you're obviously lagging behind. You have two people who are helping Denvir. We're going to say it is...
Stop Fliznib.
It's no, it's not Fliznib. Nope. We'll say it was Kronk and where's the?
Alina's pretty obvious too.
And Alina.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're taking him up a tunnel. Is that?
Y'all are in a tunnel and you're just looking for a way out, and you come to a fork.
Oh, so we're just at the fork.
And he's leaving like a small trickle of blood as we go.
Okay.
On all the bones.
That's perfect. Fliznib. Let's say what? Okay, so I'm playing Fliznib. Who are you playing?
I'm Morgan Ironwolf, the
Okay.
Stoic Fighter.
Kronk.
Kronk. Alina.
Alina.
Okay. So go to Fliznib. He's got his wizard hat with stars on it. He gets it and he's wiping sweat off his face. And he goes up to Alina and says, Alina, we got to leave him behind. We got to leave him behind, sweetie. We got to leave him right here as bait. Okay? Because then we'll get away scot-free. You understand here?
Why don't you be the bait?
I think you're thinking with your desire for children, and you're not thinking with your desire for profit in life. Okay, so we need to change what we're doing. We need to change our paradigm here, guys. We need to think about life and preservation, and we need to leave this guy here. He's already done
Kronk
for.
kicks Fliznib in the chest, and then looks at Alina and says, I hate the guy, but he's right.
I think we just became best friends,
We did not just become best friends.
but really, we did.
He just makes a move like he's going to kick him again.
Well, okay then. You go ahead. I'm staying here with Denvir.
It's fine with me. I'm going to the left.
Nope, you're staying too. He pushes him to the ground, and then Kronk runs past.
Wait, so you're going to the left as well?
I'm running off with the group and leaving what's-his-face behind. I was helping, but now I'm like, no, screw it. I'm out of here.
I don't understand.
Kronk
so
was helping move the dude.
Okay.
Yes.
Help him move Denvir.
We
We
were
are-
lagging behind.
We are at the crossroads.
Yes.
I am saying to leave behind Denvir and go to the left. What are you saying?
Leave behind Denvir and leave the situation. Go to the left or the right, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
follow the crowd. Where the crowd's going, he's going to go.
We are the leaders of the crowd.
Okay, then left is fine.
All right, I think we have become rivals. Mm-hmm. Why am I making
Fliznib?
Fliznib? Why am I making him a survivor? I don't want him to survive.
Did we just become rivals too? Did Kronk become rivals
I think
with
that's-
Alina and with Diz?
I don't think explicitly. I think you just kind of have made a decision that she doesn't like.
I think you're just
Okay.
following the crowd.
Okay.
I think Morgan Ironwolf, the Stoic Fighter, jumps in and says, it would be folly to leave anyone behind, but also we need to hurry up and go and not leave people behind.
Yeah, super idea, guys. Let's just split up, huh?
So
yeah, it's a great idea. I'll see you. You can die with your love. Bye.
How about the healer? Hello.
We'll do your magic.
You're not doing a very good job of healing right now.
And
Anybody want to go with the healer?
come on, Morgan.
I'm asking the NPCs.
So And these in the game, the person who's the killer slash NPC on their turn, they can jump in at any point too with NPC stuff, or they're
Right,
not
you
supposed
can.
to? Okay.
Or you can just say, I think we've played out this scene, and let's move to the next scene. You can't kill anybody yet.
Okay. So Balthazar, the extremely dogmatic paladin,
Okay.
takes a knee and says we should all pray to Palor and ask for guidance here on which way we should go.
Okay, Balthazar, just talk to your invisible man in the sky, okay? This is a perfect example of everything that's wrong with society right now.
You
Up
are a
above.
sad little man.
Okay, Balthazar rivalry. Bliznev is going to be the final girl.
Rivalry. Meanwhile, Glimrung, Glimrung, the dwarven smith, is running his hand along the walls with his, what do they call it, stone sense?
Something like that.
Fifth, like stone sense. And he's like, we should go left indeed.
See, I'm telling you, this man, he lives on the earth. You know, where things we can see and feel are. Glimrung,
You need to shut your mouth, little gnome man.
he's right. He's right about lots of things. All right.
You're right.
I'm going to light up my nose and go on to the
Light
left.
up my nose. Got a gnome, are you?
Sounds like a gnome thing.
It's just the kind of thing a gnome would do.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to leave.
And then you see Megan, the seductive thief, do like an overly like seductive walk, just like into the darkness of the tunnel by herself.
Oh, wait,
Bye,
the other
boys.
tunnel or following?
No, following everybody else. She said, "Bye, boys.
Okay.
You just stay here and fight."
All right. Do you want to?
You see another form just kind of passing between you and walking. Y'all are like, "Wait, who is that guy?" It was James, the forgettable fighter.
What's his name again?
I forgot that was even a character.
And I think, so Alina is still just carrying.
She's
It's just Alina
carrying and
and-
staying. As far as I know, she's the only one staying with Denvir right now and carrying
Hey,
him.
can anyone give me a hand here?
So there's still Gurga, the buff half orc barbarian. I think
Maybe she's smitten.
maybe she is. Maybe secretly she has a crush on Denvir also.
Yeah.
What if they've been screwing as well?
Who can say?
Oh. I don't think Dindir would be
Please.
into it.
You don't think so?
No.
Ooh, can I
Maybe.
please have a hint of it too?
He's speaking for Denvir.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
he
think we
would.
need a love triangle between them.
And I think I want a hint of it, so she's my rival.
Oh, it's like what's?
But we're like frenemies.
What's the barbarian's name?
Gurga.
What if Gurga comes up to help and you're like, "Don't touch him"?
Yeah, and what does Denver say?
Oh, Denvir's like, no, I need all the help I can get to get out of here. And she's really strong.
All right, so make
And,
sure.
and Alina is petite.
Yeah, so make
very
sure
smart.
to mark that relationship on both of their character sheets.
All right, so Gurga has
Screwing with Denver and Denver is screwing with Gurga. Yeah.
And I have a rivalry with Gurga.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alina.
So, by the way, I should note this is a pretty interesting method of creating character relationships when you don't come into it with any thought beforehand. You don't roll on tables like in Fiasco, but you just free role play, as this is called, and see what happens. It kind of works.
I don't mind this.
And so my character is trying to protect everybody.
Yeah.
So would that be, is that a category of...
It needs to be a specific relationship with a specific person that's
So-
either friendship screwing or rivalry.
Okay, so none of those then.
So are we going to be like a story game podcast from now on?
I don't think so.
All right, so I think that's a good place to. Everybody's going left, it seems.
Yeah, okay.
No one's
And
split up yet.
And you've got Alina and Gurga that are carrying Denver now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody goes left. You see the last fading light of the torch.
Are we starting to get separated now? Or, I mean, do you think?
Could be.
It might happen now, and and just as the camera as the party goes out of the light, you do see those orbs glowing in the dark, trailing them in a very low hissing sound.
All right.
Yeah, so like the camera kind of sees them, but we don't
Yep.
actually realize they followed us.
Exactly.
Maybe
Correct.
by the injured person's bloody trail.
Correct. Absolutely.
They
All
actually
right.
stop and lap it up.
Jim, you are now the killer, although you're not going to kill anybody. So I'm fine with
Unfortunately.
still randomly determining these things.
I am
but,
too. That's fine.
but I think feel free to request a particular person if you want.
Wait,
Do you want any character besides Flibnib or? Do you-
I want any character. I don't
Okay.
care.
This is
I
randomly
want
determined.
a character that hasn't been used already. So swap this one, please.
It's okay if no character gets used, but they are more likely to die.
Better or no?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's like seriously the same.
Did you get Fliznib again?
No.
It's meant to be,
All right,
bro.
I'm keeping this whenever. All right. Well, whatever. Keeping it.
Okay.
Anybody else want to exchange?
I need one.
I'm good.
I don't
I
have
thought I
one yet.
passed one
Is
over.
this right here? There it is.
Oh, okay. Who is this? Oh, this is Gurga, the buff half-orc. So we got Gurga. Who are you?
I'm James, the forgettable fighter,
Okay.
but you won't remember
Morgan,
that.
Iron Will, the stoic
Wolf.
fighter.
Or
Iron Wolf. Sorry.
and then Tim.
Megan, the seductive
Okay.
thief.
Megan, Morgan, James, Gurga. All right, Jim, set the scene for us, buddy.
Wonder if the killer's gonna strike this time.
Not yet.
I mean, it can be any time, though, right?
No.
Not
the
yet.
first 3 scenes, no one's allowed to die.
Oh, the first 3 scenes. Got it. Okay.
And then the next scene is a bloodbath scene.
Okay, got
When, like, a ton
oh
of
no,
people die.
John's gonna have it.
Yeah, John's going to get the bloodbath scene. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Says the guy from the guy who doesn't like slasher flicks.
So at this point, after we walk for tens of minutes, hours, it's kind of hard to tell. It's very dark down here.
Decrement your torches.
Oh,
Yeah. We have decremented several times. Okay. So so the party has actually become separated into several small groups, sort of strung out down the tunnel.
Yes.
There is the group in the back with Denvir, Glimrung. No, wait.
Yeah.
That's the dwarf.
yeah.
Oops, that's the wrong character. Alina and what was the female?
Gurga.
Gurga. Okay, and you have Gurga. Okay. Then there's Megan and which one do you have?
Morgan, Iron Wolf.
Okay. So probably three separate groups. The people who are the fastest in the front, the thief and all. In the middle, you'll have the gnome and maybe the squishiest people, maybe the forgettable fighter. Okay. And in the back, you have this little group.
Yep.
Okay. And it becomes apparent that this tunnel is going deeper. It seems like it's going down. And there's a moment of doubt there among some members.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Deeper.
It's getting colder and deeper.
Excellent. Gurga says to Alina, no, you're just Alina, right? Okay, yeah. I think we should go. I think we should go left and meet with the other group. I think that's where they're coming from. Alina, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Denver, are you still with me, buddy? Are you still with me? And
He is passing in and out of consciousness, actually. Yep.
Gurga starts freaking out. She starts yelling, Fliznib!
And it's deafening.
What?
It's deafening.
Fliznib, James, anybody, where are you? Someone come hear me.
It echoes.
So I think all of you are
echoes.
hearing this, and maybe you have to decide what to do now. Because we're separated from all of you.
Turns out James is actually like 5 feet away in between the two groups, but no one noticed. Trying to provide some sort of rear guard action for the middle group.
So you're going to come to the sound, or what?
Yeah, I'm going to run up there and be like, hey, I was like 5 feet away. What can I do for you?
Oh,
How can I
James,
help?
this reminds me of the time in Eastmarch when we were outnumbered by the elves like 5-1, and I was blinded, but you came to me. I think we can get out, but we just have to trust each other, okay? So take my hand.
Okay, so
I'm kind of freaking out right now. I need you to take my hand and lead me to the other people.
I take your hand and lead you to the people.
All right, so friendship between us.
Yeah.
You agree?
Of course you want to take his hand.
Listen, it's not like that. You wouldn't understand, Alina. You just use your religion as a veneer to get close to men and then chew them up and throw them away.
So?
All right. If anybody, so the way this works, if nobody has anything else to do, like no relationships they want to
So Megan,
exemplify,
who's hanging out with Morgan, Morgan. She, were they close? They were close enough to overhear this, right? It was more like a freak out from.
no, I mean,
Yeah,
They
no,
actually got
so it
separated.
echoes down this tunnel. And it's not like you guys are like miles away.
no.
You guys are just ahead.
Okay,
somewhere.
but we heard.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, man, they're so basic, aren't they, Morgan? You're gonna lead us out, though, right? You're the dashing, silent, stoic leader of this group. What are you gonna do next? What's the big decision?
I don't know. Maybe I could figure it out if you'd close your mouth.
Ooh, snap.
This is a PG-13 podcast. So. you know what Megan's thinking. Mm-hmm.
So let's take a.
I know what the problem is.
And I think
I've seen what
you
you look like without that armor. You're so confident. She saunters off behind her.
Okay, rivalry
Betrays her.
between you guys.
I don't think he cares.
Morgan
if
is a
rivalry.
girl.
Morgan's a girl.
That's why I put the girl
Yes.
symbol
Oh,
there.
there's a girl symbol there.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm not sure that's rivalry that I'm hearing.
Maybe you guys have a.
It's a rivalry.
it's a rivalry.
Oh.
Cool. Right.
And Glimrun's like,
Rivalry.
wait, you two, I'm sure this is the right way. I'm sure. I'm touching the stone. The stone speaks to me.
You have a friendship with the stone.
And actually, as he's running his hand along the stone, it runs into a squishy puddle of something.
Ooh.
Gelatinous. He's kind of grossed out.
And you want to end it? Do you want to cut the scene there?
Yeah, unless
who
you guys
just
want to
ran
milk
into
it anymore.
what?
So we're in like 3 separate groups here, and it's not exactly clear what those 3 groups are, but at least in the back there's the 4, and then you guys are towards the front, and in the middle is Flizzlenib and
Everybody
a couple
else.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crunk and Flizzlenib.
All right. So that was our 3 introductory scenes. I think that would be the most taxing, like mentally, like trying to figure out what we're supposed to do and say.
Was that taxing?
No, it wasn't. But just from an uncertainty perspective, I think that was the most taxing. Now we are transitioning into the more regular play. However, this first scene is a special scene called First Blood. And after First Blood, we will do normal scenes until it's endgame. And in First Blood, everyone will take... Oh, so Jim, can you have the cards?
I do.
Find the 3 that have the fewest relationships. Ideally ones with 0. And we all have to choose one of those. So everybody but John. So give us the 4 with the fewest relationships. While you're doing
There's
that,
several ones.
then randomly determine.
Okay.
Unless you guys don't, because everyone in the scene is going to die.
Oh, we could have more than one.
But there
Yeah.
needs to be 1 per player. So 4 total.
Oh.
Prefer those with 0. And then for the rest, you can do tiebreakers or whatever.
No, it's going to be randomly determined.
Okay, that's fine. Let's take a break real quick, and we
watching.
will do the First Blood scene when we come back. All right, so we've done our introduction scenes. Now it is the special First Blood scene. Have we passed out the character
I'm passing
cards?
them out now.
Okay, so you pick all the characters that have the lowest count of relationships, ideally 0.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
Oh, crunk. All these guys are gonna die. This scene. And this is similar to the other scenes where there's no mechanics involved. It's just procedures. You understand? And John, since you're the killer this turn, at any time, in any way, you may just by fiat say how you kill any of these characters. But you also play the other characters, so you can narrate them like getting away or trying to... You have complete freedom in whatever you say. But just when you've killed all the characters, the scene is over, and we transition to normal scenes. So first, what you need to do is set the scene like normal. Jim's, he left it with Glimrung or whatever the dwarf's name. He's feeling along while he just felt something gelatinous and perhaps flesh-like. We don't know what that is yet. You can continue with that if you wish. And bring the destruction. I'm Crunk. Who are you?
I'm Megan.
No.
Seductive
Tim?
Glimrung.
Glimrung. Oh.
Oh, and I'm James, the Forgettable Fighter.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Aw, rip
So
James.
these are the people you have at your disposal. What? At your disposal.
Disposal.
At your
Disposable.
disposal.
Okay.
and
Who, do you-
disposable.
who are you
also.
again?
Crunk.
Okay. And you've got Glimrung.
Yeah.
And Glimrung is the one who just felt the gelatinous
Yeah.
cube.
Oh, no.
I mean, maybe it was
Gelatinous substance.
Yeah. But
It could be like on Alien, like just the ooze
Yeah.
from the alien, just like...
the bile and the stuff that the ghoul leaves behind.
But you can remember, we want the ghoul to be the primary antagonist, but feel free
Right.
to kill with all the things that are in the dungeon.
Okay.
So you're not limited to the ghoul,
Okay. So I think that because we were split up into 3, right?
yeah.
roughly.
So at this point, I want to say that everybody has caught up to the party in the back here is arguing like hushed like no, and back and forth and just argue, and they get up and they find that there's come to another Y in the road, and two groups that were ahead of them can't decide which way they want to go. Okay, so the third group is caught up, and everybody's together now, and then they're coming into an argument between the people who were standing there before, trying to decide which direction to go. So people that would have been ahead and that first party would have been Glimrung and...
I think Glimrung was in the middle. The first party was
Okay.
Morgan and Megan, maybe some other people. But we
those
knew
two
it
mainly.
knew it was those two.
Okay, so I think you guys have some of those characters that would have been in that
Oh, yeah,
party.
I think Glimrung too, actually.
Yeah, Glimrung was in the middle. I've got Glimrung. Someone's got
Gurga.
Megan, who's in the
Megan
beginning.
was up at the front.
Yeah, Megan's at the front.
Sauntering.
And you got
a lot.
Jim. You got James, who was in the back.
Okay, so let's you guys go ahead if you want to and play out that fight as the other group is walking up
I'm kind of curious about what's happening with Glimrung and what he's feeling.
with Glimrung and what he's feeling.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of thought it might be fun, and I'm just going to throw this out there. If it's like something that's completely benign, he's like, oh, it's moss. And then a thing jumps out of the shadows and
Yeah.
carries him off.
Yeah, no,
Just like, woof.
Well, no, it's like those. It's the fake scare where he's
Yeah,
like,
it's like a fake scare.
and he's like, oh, and then you see he's like, oh,
He just
it's
backs
just
up. He's
moss.
like, oh.
And so you feel like, oh, okay, fine, but then it's bam, so it gets him.
yeah.
And then from behind the moss comes a hand.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do with that.
Okay.
Like he's got it and he on his hand and he has gone back over the torch to kind of see what it is. It's very it's not quite clear, but it looks like it maybe could have at some point been clear. It looks really gross. Maybe kind of milky, maybe a little bit of pink in it. And it's really, really hard to get off your hand.
Wait, is this IRL?
Yeah.
But what are the characters doing?
so we forgot to mute that part.
Great semen joke. Good.
Hey,
It's red tinged. I'm like, bro.
Bro,
there's something wrong. Terribly.
talk to your primary care provider.
Anyways, good
So-
times.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. Spooky. STDs.
What has happened?
Turns out Megan keeps antibiotics on hand.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Okay. So
Okay,
that's what
really hard to
Glimrung-
get off a hand.
So whatever's going on at this whole time, he's trying to like wipe this off, and it's stuck.
Okay, got it. So normally in this with the bloodbath, the characters
You can still create-
are still supposed to be doing that kind of stuff.
it's still supposed to be free play, but just know that at any time the killer can strike,
Okay.
and you just play them for all they're worth because they're dead after this turn. So Krusk walks up to Glimrung.
You mean Crunk?
Oh,
said
sorry.
Krusk.
Krusk is from 3.5 D&D. He's the iconic half-orc barbarian. Krunk says, I've seen this before. Your hand has to come off.
What are you talking about?
It has to come off or it will take your entire body.
What is it?
Lie down right now.
What? This is a bit extreme. You can at least explain this to me.
It's the Nifnok.
That means absolutely nothing to me. Explain further.
I'll tell you later.
No, he starts backing away. He's trying
Tell
to
you
get away.
later.
So Krunk is twice the size, or at least twice the height of Glimrung, and he's going to try to grab him and put him on the ground and hold him down. Says, "Someone come hold him down while I chop off his arm."
Well, if it's really that bad, then if I get it on you, you have to take your own hand off. So he starts
No,
trying to
no,
grab
no,
his-
no.
Trying to get it on you.
Wait, you touch him with it?
Yeah.
Now you're both covered with. Was
so
Nil wrong?
Gurga is like, I've heard of this too. And so Gurga runs over and is going to try to help you pin down.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So you get to decide what happened. Do we get to pin him down, and again, feel free to kill any of
Yeah,
us.
he's
at any
totally.
time.
So at this point, he's pinned. Okay.
All right.
And
He's screaming. He's like, no, y'all crazy.
okay, and then so while you're down, there's a lot of commotion. You're saying no, 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 no. There's a bickering over trying to stop you from cutting his hand off, and then you got people like Alina who was saying the cleric is like, that is not what this is. I would know about that, and she, there's this whole kerfuffle going on. Well, as all that's happening, you feel underneath of you some rumbling.
Ooh.
And as a dwarf, right? You're a dwarf.
Mhm.
You know this is this isn't cool. This is a weird rumble that's happening underneath you, and it seems to be heavier underneath the side of your body where the hand that was affected. So let's say it's your left hand.
Okay. Guys, there's something happening underneath me. I can
Yep.
feel it in the earth.
I know
The
it.
rumbling. Don't you feel the rumbling in the earth?
All right. What's
We need to move. We need to move.
What's the other half orc's name?
Gurga?
Gurga, yeah.
All right, hold him down, Gurga. I'm going to do it. And so I'm going to cut his arm off.
Okay. Well, right as your
Arm or my
right as
hand?
your hand
Well,
goes,
it gets both.
as your arm goes up with your axe, there's a shift in the ground, and then where once there was a small dwarf, there is now a hole in the ground, and Glimrung is gone. Just sucked into the ground.
Whoa.
Hands. You saw like this faint appearance of these thin, pallid hands grab him, and
Oh, yikes.
he's gone.
That's a problem.
And you hear him screaming, and the sound is getting farther and further away into this hole.
So can you get the deceased stamp from behind us, Jim?
Anybody see it? Yes.
No.
It's somewhere over there. So when a character dies, you mark them as deceased and keep that card in front of you. Whoever has the most cards in front of them of dead characters by the end of the game gets to narrate how things actually turn out in the finale when there's one character left. So you can kind of try to play to get all your characters dead if you want. So keep that in front of you so you know it belongs to you.
It makes me so happy that you have a deceased stamp.
Yeah. All right. So Crest says, we got to go.
You're off balance, right? Because
Yeah.
you were holding him down. So like, oh, you're almost falling in the hole. Both you and Gurga are like trying to catch yourselves from falling down in the hole behind Glimrung.
Okay. Well, I am going to try to catch myself. Do I? I imagine I fall down into the hole, but I'm hanging on to the edge.
And James reaches out and saves your life again.
It's not a big enough hole that you could like fall down inside of. It's like
okay.
a small tunnel,
Oh, okay.
like kind of like the tunnels you guys saw on the walls previously.
I see. All right. Well, Crunk, excuse me, is gonna say, "All right, we got to get out of here.
Oh.
We got to run. Let's go. It's too late. Let's go." So he starts running, like
Okay.
literally running with his.
Yeah,
dark
everybody
vision.
Like
who-
he's sprinting as fast as he can.
Everybody
Yes.
capable has started sprinting along with you. And so that leaves behind Denvir, and I'm sure Alina's going to try to stay with him. And
Gurga and James.
Gurga will be there. James,
I thought Gurga came to help chop the dude's arm off.
He did.
he did.
Or she did.
She did, but
But
now
they
she's
were all-
back.
But
Everyone's running off.
they were all together.
Oh, okay.
Everybody was all
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
So now
okay.
everybody who's able-bodied is ready to go, except the three that were behind to get before, help taking care of Denvir plus his small harem. And so James, whoever's playing James, what are you doing?
Who's James? Does anyone have James?
I
Yeah.
have James.
Okay.
I have James.
He's very forgettable.
Are you sticking around still, or are you taking off?
I feel like I'm sticking around.
Sticking around?
Yeah.
To help Denver?
Yeah.
John Denver.
Okay. What about you two over here?
No, Crunk is already gone.
You said you ran.
I'm Megan the seductive thief. We're running. We're
You're
like
running.
hiding in the shadows and running seductively.
Okay. Okay. So are you guys going to? So as you guys are running, it's kind of dark because you took off, and I'm going to say that unless it's Mark, you weren't the one with the torch, and so now you're running, trying to feel around the walls.
I have dark vision.
And
That's what's up.
you're feeling walls and running and stumbling, and you're right behind. And then I want to say that there's this awkward moment where he falls down, and then you land on top of him, Megan. And
Roll tap.
We penciling that in as screwing.
Yeah.
wait, so you
Too
guys
late.
Like, you can totally
you
share
guys
a
have
moment.
that. You guys
I
have
mean,
that awkward moment in the movies where it's like girl lands on top of the guy
Yeah.
and they're like face to face. Okay, the
Circle
torch is
of
now
life
catching up
starts
to you,
playing.
and whoever's holding the torch, they get up to you, and Flisdom is like, "What? Not now! What are you guys thinking? No, better yet, do your thing, Come on, guys!" And then they all keep running. He's like, "Delete them!" And so, what are you guys doing?
We're just running. We're waiting to die.
You're not gonna. Okay, there's the. Okay, so
Waiting to
Sort
die.
of a stumbling, shambling run.
We want you to kill us.
I want to kill you.
We literally want to die.
I don't want to just say, okay, everybody
Kill
just
me.
is dead. I wanted to.
Just pick us off one by one with the goal.
Okay.
Existence
Well-
is torture.
Well, as you guys are are still running, having your awkward moment, stumbling down the hall. James, you guys trying to help get Denvir up and going. He is. You said it was fading out in and out of consciousness earlier. He's pretty much just completely unconscious now. So you and Gurga, I've picked him up. You guys start carrying him. Alina's lighting the way, and the sound of the other party is getting further and further away. And then I don't like this part.
Why? Just here, John. Suddenly, a pale hand snatches James. Everyone falls, and James gets pulled into the darkness. That's
Yeah,
all.
but I mean, I could do that, but then
We'll
it
just
just
do
seems like I'm doing the same thing over and over again, and this is just like...
That's fine. And then the next one, just bite their neck off. And the next one, just paralyze
This
them and
is
leave
supposed
them.
to be like a bloodbath kind of thing.
Yeah,
We're just supposed to die
Just
really
quickly
quick.
get everybody.
Okay, well, let's say that as you guys are getting Denver up and going, you guys start to turn around and walk off. You forget about the hole. Your foot falls in the hole, and then now something has grabbed your foot
Okay.
and is pulling you.
Can I do it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So there's like howling from down the cave, and James whips around with his sword drawn. He's ready to fight whatever's there, but there's nothing. It's completely quiet. He turns back around, and there's the thing.
There's the...
And whatever.
Blood spray on the camera.
Yep.
Let's put it on camera. Okay. Now, you two, when you had your awkward moment, you guys are like, you pause because you over here, Megan, the
Seductive thief.
Yes, the
I
the
fell
seductive
on
thief.
top of.
You're like,
crunk.
oh hey, you got some muscles, right? So you're kind of you're having that sly dig in the moment, but hey, we should probably get up and run. And he's like, get off me. And then, right, I'm assuming.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you get up, you guys start stumbling away to run off, and then you catch up to the group again. Kronk.
Yep.
And then you turn around to see where Megan is to kind of address the situation, but Megan never comes back out of the tunnel.
So I said, Megan, are you down there? Just keep running, guys. I'll go find her.
You come back, and then you hear on the ground so this scuffling around, and you assume it's just her laying there, and you're like, did I hurt you? You okay? And you're trying to make sure that you didn't like break her arm. Like, we gotta go. And you went over there to grab her. Oh, my headphones stopped.
Yeah, sorry.
That was weird.
I just lost my
I just lost my left ear.
ear.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Because the jack for all the headphones is mounted at the bottom of the
Just
table.
don't worry about it. We'll fix it.
Okay,
on the
so-
next
I
break.
lost our left
So you
ear.
grab her arm to pull her along,
Yeah.
but it's not her.
Yeah.
It's
It's that pale.
the pale
thing.
arm, and you look, and it's got her blood all over his face, and it looks up and bites your neck off.
Perfect.
Wait, what does his face look like?
You can't tell; it's covered in blood.
That's it. We haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Does it make a noise? Oh, nothing.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It'd be better if it makes
No.
no noise.
It doesn't. It just looks and just.
There you go. All right, so that was the bloodbath scene. The next scene, Stefano will be the killer, and it'll be our standard scene, which will play out until we have one character left. And yeah, everyone who died, get a deceased stamp on your character sheet and leave it in front of you. And we will take a break here and get sound in our left ears.
We already got
And-
it.
Oh, we did?
It's back.
Oh, we don't need to take a break.
I done did.
Who needs breaks?
Breaks?
Yeah.
Amateurs.
Kidding me?
Let's keep pressing.
All right, so now standard scenes are similar to what we've been doing, but here's the deal. With a standard scene, you have to kill at least one character. You can kill more than that, but
I'm gonna kill so many people.
you have to at least kill one and at least have one survive. So you can't kill everybody, and you have to at least kill one. And things will continue until those conditions are met. So the framing the same way. You frame a situation in which probably there's some choice or reaction you have to make. The players will free role play. You can create new relationships during play as you would normally. And then if we survive, we get a survivor point, which goes with that character and is like an extra hit point to use later. So the more you survive, the stronger you'll be toward the end. And additionally, let's see what else. We'll also use actual mechanics this time. We'll do free role play as before, and then at some point the killer player will decide it's time to kill somebody. So you will narrate you're targeting at least one player. You have to pick at least one player to kill or to go after to try to kill. Or you can, depending on the context, you could target everybody at once if you wanted to, or multiple people at the same time. It just depends on the fictional context. But at least one character. And then we'll engage the resolution mechanism, which is where we use the cards. We'll get to that when it happens. And let's see, after that, you have to kill one. Yeah, okay. that's all standard. So same as before. So think of a situation. You can always ask other people for ideas, no matter if you're the killer or just a regular player. And then when you decide to try to kill your first target, I will explain the resolution mechanics, and we'll get to that. But now just pick a character who's not dead yet or randomly determined. I've got Alina, which is fine. And we will continue. So Stefano, how about imagine a scene, and we will react to it.
Want me to remind you where we left off, where everybody was?
We were just running. You need to take a break? All right, take a break. All right, so we're back. So Stefano, it's up to you, buddy.
All right.
What's the situation?
So everybody is in a dead run after the random disappearances and so forth. And they come to a pool,
There we go.
and the tunnel.
Nope.
We don't like the pool.
No, I just mean...
I'm saying this is bad news. Water in a dungeon.
Yeah.
Dungeon's never
A
good.
pool.
Right.
It's bad.
And so we're running down the tunnel. We're reasonably committed to this tunnel at this point. People are disappearing, and there's a pool of dark, murky water.
Okay.
And so we all sort of scramble to a halt. It's sort of a, mid-'80s Scooby-Doo situation where they all just tumble over each other and freeze.
Right. So Alina says, don't worry, Denver. We're going to get through this. Just hold on, everyone, while I say a prayer for safe passage across the water. I've got a prayer specifically for this. Just give me a second. And she's going through her prayer book to try to find the prayer for safe passage across murky bodies of water.
Wait, so is it blocking our way?
No, it's just there. Nobody has any idea whether it's deep or
Yeah.
whether
So
it's
is this a
just,
dead end?
Rainwater. Well, it looks like the tunnel continues, but
Past it,
there's
but-
water there. And in light of people being snatched into the ground, we're a little
Yes, there's...
squeamish about.
Yeah.
If we want to continue forward, we have to cross this water in some way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flizzlenib starts completely freaking out and possibly having seizures.
Gurga says, she's like, I come from a long line of half-orc barbarians. I can do this. I'll do it for you, Denver. And so she starts going forward, testing the waters, trying to walk through it, see how deep it is, all that stuff.
Don't go yet, Gurga. I haven't finished my prayer. She's reaching out to try to prevent Gurga from going yet.
Screw your prayers.
This is a bad idea. Gurga disappears.
Okay.
Like under the water?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Splash.
so that means you're attacking her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you
The
attack...
hand. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so when you attack somebody in the normal scenes, so previously in Bloodbath, you could just kill her.
Oh,
Or just
crap.
say
I thought
she's
this
there.
was still a bloodbath. Sorry.
No, that's fine. She
Okay.
can still disappear, just not be dead yet.
Okay.
Yeah, she could actually just
Like you
disappear
do.
and it'd be, again, like just completely benign.
Yeah, maybe you
Okay.
thought she got
She just
pulled
went
under.
splash.
But she just
Everybody's
fell
like,
because it was deep.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So now we're going to do the
So
actual...
she disappears under the water, and no one's sure what's happening.
Exactly, and that's a perfect place to start the conflict.
Nice.
Okay.
How long is she going to be under? I'm curious to. I think that's interesting.
Oh, wait, is
The
Gurga...
I guess we'll
cards
find
will
out.
tell us.
Does someone
perhaps.
have Gurga as a...
Yeah, I do.
Okay, it has to be one of the active
Oh,
players.
yeah.
And it is. So everyone takes one card,
Okay.
plus one for each relationship that character has.
Okay.
So I have 3 relationships.
If
so
the character that I had a relationship with is dead,
doesn't matter.
okay.
Still counts.
Me too.
I don't get a
need-
card,
I
though,
need
right?
3.
Because I'm the temporary
Well,
DM.
you will get a card later.
Okay.
So how many more should you get?
3.
So you should have 4 total?
Yes.
Okay. Here's
I need one.
Okay.
One more, please.
Okay. So I have 4 cards total, which is good. Alina has made a lot of relationships. And do note that when we get to the actual playing out of this conflict, the types of relationships you have with the people who are actually here can be used to their advantage or disadvantage. But we'll get to that later. We don't need to worry about that until the cards actually flop. All right, you get 1 card.
All right.
I mean, you're technically supposed to be the dealer, but I was just doing it because I've read the rules.
Yeah, no deal.
Okay, so play this card, and it doesn't matter if the other players even know what's going, the other characters in the scene even know what's going on, but say how you're trying to kill Gurga, like show the camera like going down, and so we can understand what's happening, and then
Okay.
play your card when you do it.
So the hand that has appeared several times in previous scenes has snatched her and pulled her into the depths of this pool
Okay, that's
to die. Most
Okay.
likely to die.
so we can see the glowing eyes and the hand pulling her down. Great. Now you, since you're the only one affected by this attack, this is the first round.
We actually see just sort of a vague glowing thing in the depths of the pool.
Pale.
I like it. So you look at your hand of cards.
Yep.
And you try to beat whatever card he played. Aces are high, deuces are low. So this is actually the best scenario possible.
Yeah.
Remember that we're going to keep doing this. You don't get to draw any more cards until someone dies.
Oh, okay.
So you may not want to play your best cards first.
Yeah.
Also, I have a rivalry with you, so I can play one of my cards to make his hand better.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
All right, so I think...
But you have to play your card
yeah,
first.
the natural thing for me to do would be just to play one higher 3.
Okay.
Which beats it.
So now I have a rivalry with you, and so I'm going to play one of my cards to make his better. No offense.
All right. So
He played a 3.
so you're going just by the grand total of each person right now?
It's just whatever the current card is.
Oh.
They can only get higher.
So it has to be greater than
Yep. So if one of y'all have a friendship or are screwing, who is this?
Gurga?
You can play a card to cover hers that makes it better than this one that's in play.
You have to have a relationship in order to interact.
You have to have a relationship in order to mechanically interact.
Okay,
So-
we have Denver.
I've got Denver over
Oh,
here,
okay.
Doesn't
but
count.
I can't do it.
'Cause
right?
you- yeah.
yeah.
Only
Yeah,
a player.
so and James is dead.
Denver
And
is
it's
currently
just a-
unconscious and unable to play any sort of cards.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay.
And the reason I'm doing this is I'm preserving myself, because if she dies and no one else is attacked, the round is going to be over, and I'm going to survive
Yeah.
to the next time. Now, I may not care about Alina, but I do because I've read the book that she's in. So,
Okay.
Is anybody going to interfere with this?
Nobody can.
Can't.
have a
Okay.
relationship.
Then either you say how we kill her, or you get Tim to say how she's killed. It's just up
Yeah,
to you.
because the only
guys.
way I could beat that is if I had an ace.
Correct.
Wait, so if you
'Cause I
play
have
king,
I have a king, but it would match it.
If
Yeah,
you have a
so-
king, okay, so blood beats black, so reds beats blacks.
Oh, okay,
then,
well, that's good to know.
And then pointies beats rounds. So
oh, so he totally is winning that.
oh
Yeah.
then yeah.
That's red.
That's the red.
And I don't think I can activate that again.
But I could, if I'm a player, I could choose like.
Oh wait,
okay, I
no,
won't die, right?
no, you can't play another one after that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't. Okay, I only get one play.
Yeah, now
'cause
if
I'm
you
the target.
if you want, you can retcon this because you
Yeah.
didn't know that somebody might try to screw you.
Yeah.
If you play a low card to start with.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with it.
All right. So
Wow.
you, by default, get to say how he dies. And you don't have to show anything. It just, you have the camera. Or you can say, you can get him to narrate it himself. It's up to you. You're the killer. You're in charge of this.
Then I'm going to let you go with that.
Yes, she's testing the water. She kind of sees it's deep, so she starts lowering herself down into there to really test out how deep it is. And all of a sudden, you just see her just underneath. All of a sudden, and there's like not really even any thrashing. There's just a few bubbles that come up, and then it's just silence, and everybody's waiting there awkwardly, very tense.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, did mark Gurga as deceased? Where's oh, it's right in front of Jim. And then we're going to just discard all these cards. Just put them on the discard pile. Just put them right there. All right. So, and you've kept the deceased card in front of you, right? Okay, great. So now all the remaining survivors go back in the pool.
Not the pool that Gurga.
That's right. And now I am the killer. I think I'm not going to do anything special. We're just going to resume the scene right from where we left off.
Okay.
Because we've got an awesome thing to react to, which is this just happening. Does anyone want to play a particular character, or do you want me to hand them out?
I think handing them out's good.
I like the
Random.
Random.
It'd be a surprise for everybody. Except now we all know Fliznib's going to win.
He probably is.
He's got all those
I was
rivalries, though.
I was
Everybody
gonna
could throw cards
actually
down and
kill
kill
him
him.
next. I didn't know my turn was
y'all
ending.
can try to kill him.
Oh, yay.
All right, so I've got Denver. Everybody else has
Morgan.
Morgan,
The lesser known Balthazar.
Balthazar. Balthazar is the...
He's the paladin. The
Paladin.
extremely
I've got
dogmatic.
Alina.
Okay, and you have...
I have Fliznib, and I'm gonna swallow a bottle of pills.
Okay, so Morgan looks at the situation. She's like, okay, we got to get across this little pool. I don't want to put my foot in it. She looks across the other side and sees like a plank or a log just kind of chilling. But like so it looks like someone has thrown it across this pool before and drug it back, but they got to get to it. So she looks at Fliznib, and then she looks at Gurga, because Gurga's still alive, right?
No,
No, Gurga's
Gurga's the one
dead.
who just died.
Oh, who else is big and still alive? Anybody else strong still alive?
Oh, Balthazar.
Balthazar.
The paladin might be.
Okay, so it looks at Balthazar and looks at Fliznib and goes over to Balthazar. Balthazar, you see that log over there? We could use that to cross this pool here. Let's throw little dude across and get him to slide the plank over the water so we can cross it.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Let me say a prayer real quick.
Fliznip, this is all
So
your
he
fault.
starts praying to Palor.
What do you think
You
about this
acting
idea?
out, you running off. Look what you've done. Fliznip.
You're not helping anything, Alina.
Fliznip.
Shut up. Alina, shut up.
And remember, if you guys think a relationship should be established, even during this scene, you can create it now.
Okay.
Or you can change it.
So, Fliznib, what do you think about this idea? You down?
So Fliznib is feeling very isolated and is trying to come up with a spell that would somehow protect him from the depredations
Maybe
of
he's just
his
got Mage
rivals.
Hand. He should just
Maybe.
wait, I could just use Mage Hand.
Maybe you got water walk or fly.
Is water walk an option?
Yeah.
Let's go with that
If
so
it's-
that he
if it's
can get
plausible,
this
you can.
log without,
I mean,
sinking.
it's a big log, though, right? Like,
I don't think so. I think it's probably more like a plank.
I mean, it's floating, right? So how hard would it be?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be...
Okay, so the plan is to get Fliznib to get the log and bring it to you guys so you can use it as a boat?
Yeah, either throw him or let him use magic.
Okay.
Fliznib wants to use water walk so as to not be thrown.
Okay.
frankly.
If you're going to touch that water, that's probably not a good idea, but go for it, bro.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you cast the spell.
Cast water walk.
Is everybody just watching him do this?
Yep.
Sure.
Denvir is still breathing, ragged breath, but he's unconscious. And you've cast a spell, and you can water walk. You're not even touching the surface of the water.
This is what I'm thinking.
You're looking. Do you look down or do you look straight ahead? And are you calm or are you shaking?
Straight ahead, because I've read that story where if you look at the waves, things go sideways.
Okay.
There's waves in this underwater pond.
Okay. So you.
Metaphorical waves.
Keep our eyes on the prize.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of you
Focus.
guys can notice a slight pinkish stream float up from where Gurga was a minute ago, and now you've reached to the point where you can touch the log if you want.
I'm
What do
sort
you-
of unclear what I'm supposed to do with the log.
They wanted you to bring the log back to them so they can use it as a
Or
boat.
push it across.
It's big enough to like treat as a small kayak.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I was thinking
Right.
more like walk across, like a plank to walk
Oh,
across.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
So
good
can I turn the log sort of?
It's on the
And you-
ground on the other side. You just kind
Oh, I
over
thought
there
it
and,
was
like, just, like,
floating. Yeah.
push it across, and then we can walk across.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hop out of the water and push the log into the water.
Okay, so you're tempted in this moment, Fliznib, to just run off by yourself. You've already crossed the pool. You're not even wet anymore. You're looking back at them. What's going through your head? Why should you take an extra risk for these guys?
You're also the smallest portion of the party.
Yeah, I'm
Alina's
actually
looking at you hatefully.
I'm semi crippled by my fear of going ahead alone, and that causes me to try to sort of push the log into the water and
I
try
like
to
it.
orient it.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Because the idea of going ahead alone is terrifying.
Okay, so you're pushing it in, right? And as you're
Yes.
pushing it, the trepidation is obvious on your face. You're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and then you finally give it the last push, fully expecting to die at any moment. But you know what? It's fine. But then it grabs you. All right, so here we go. It's grabbing you, and you can feel as you're pulled down off your feet and your head hits the ground behind you and you're pulled into the water. You can feel the claws begin to try to pierce through the layers of fabric that are wrapped around your shins. And you know, any second something bad could happen. But you have a lot of things at your disposal as a wizard, right? So you don't have to feel helpless here, although you may be. Let's find out. So here's the conflict. You guys are not being affected by this, so you don't even have to draw cards. But I guess everybody should, so that you can interfere.
Right, which I don't have any relationship, so I can't. Doesn't.
So everybody gets one card at least, and then an additional one for each relation. Oh, you gonna pass this? Okay.
John?
Yeah, I've got Fliznib beef.
So how many extra cards did you guys have? Tell me how many relationships.
Did you discard that? Or
No, sorry.
What's
You
going
gave
on?
out- You gave out an extra one.
Okay, so how many should you get?
Because John doesn't get one.
I don't need one. I don't have any relationship with anybody
Or
that's
does
alive.
he
Wait.
get one even though?
You get one no matter what.
Okay.
Oh, you're
so
saying you can't.
I
Okay,
can't
you can't
interact.
interact. Okay. Does any?
I mean, I'm across the pool.
I need 3 more.
No.
but
I'm
I have
saying,
a relationship. Yeah, so I need
how
one
many
more.
relations? One more.
I've already got the one I need, though.
Just let me give them to you.
Okay.
Because
I was trying to establish.
If I end up not killing him, I'm going to come after somebody else probably.
so I was hoping to establish.
but I think I've got
Okay.
this.
Get how many relationships? I need to know. Just let's
3.
Okay. There you go.
I was hoping to establish a friendship with both Fliznib and what's their name, but
This is the one I was
didn't
dealt,
get to
so I'm just
say
gonna
that
set it aside
yet.
there.
So I was hoping that as he got across, like, oh, hey, we're friends because you did this thing.
Didn't happen.
But
Look at this selfless act that Fliznib
yeah, that
and
was
his
the
magnanimity
idea.
performed.
All right, so what's happening is he's getting pulled in, and the claws are ripping through layer after layer of this fabric to paralyze him.
He needs more cards.
Well, how many relationships do you have?
Oh, I have rivalries with
I just need to know how many total.
4.
4.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's it.
Denvir
Doesn't matter.
no, Crunk is dead.
Doesn't
Does
matter.
that count? Okay,
Doesn't
so
matter.
4.
It's rewarding you for having interesting relationships.
All right.
Having established that previously.
I wasn't sure if they needed to be good relationships.
Nope, doesn't.
Okay, nice.
Now, I know y'all got to work hard to beat this boy. Okay, so here we go. 2 of clubs. That's a great thing for you.
Flizzlenib realizes there's some spell he can cast to make him impervious to these claws.
All right.
Yeah?
So cast it.
Wait,
Stone
so only gets
skin
to
or
play
something.
once, though, right? Even though he's got a bunch of
Bark.
cards, he only gets to play one card.
How many do I get to play? That's
You
my
just
question.
play 1 card to beat it.
Okay.
But
And then
put
if
it
someone else
separately.
screws him, then he can't.
But you have to keep in mind there could be other people who have a rivalry with you
Yeah.
who could choose to play something higher that you can't counter.
Yeah, so you have to decide. The risk is, do I play a low card now and risk getting wrecked by one of the other players, or do I save my good cards for later when I save myself and he attacks me again?
Well, okay, but if
Because
I
even if
play,
you survive this time, after I attack the others, I might come back and attack you
Gotcha.
again this turn.
is it an option?
And you don't get to draw new cards.
Can I pull the log back because screw those guys?
It's possible, but this is to save yourself.
Yeah, gotcha. All right.
So I'm gonna look up and see if somebody tries to play a relationship thing on you, if you can do something about that. I don't think you can. Pretty sure you cannot.
Who are you again? You're Lena. Okay, you're Lena.
Can I narrate what happens to?
Well, you can narrate if he lets you, and I let you.
Okay.
Okay, let me just... Okay, responsibilities, survivors, conflict scene, introduction scenes... narration during... Okay, relationships in the face of the killer. The card of the killer... Let me take a break real quick and figure this out. I'll be right back. All right, I looked up the rule, and no. Once, let's say you're targeted, and somebody plays a relationship against you, unless you have a relationship against them or something, you can't just play another card. The only way you can play a new card is if you're invoking a relationship you haven't yet invoked.
So can I make a
Wait. There's one thing I forgot to mention. Everybody who everybody that's currently here needs to write 1 SP on their character sheet, 1 survivor point.
That did not happen the last time, did it?
No, after the...
For the Gurga round. She died.
Yeah. No, you should have. At the end of Gurga's round.
Right.
when
Did
she
everybody
died,
else do this? What I'm saying.
No one did, but I should have reminded you to.
Okay.
So everyone now has 1 survivor point. It lets you draw a new card and use it in place of the one you've just played.
Okay.
So should we have 2 now?
The people who were in the last one should have.
No, just everyone should have 1.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't think you get 1 after first blood.
Well, no.
We've just had 1 person die not in first blood.
Right. So that round, the people who didn't die in that round should have gotten the survivor point.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Right. And so at the end of this round, everybody should have.
The round's not over yet.
Okay. I thought you were talking about this round. Sorry.
No. So everyone now should have 1 survivor
Gotcha.
point.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can use that to draw a new card and play it.
Okay.
So I've played I as the killer, have played a 2 of clubs, and then
Fliznib.
player has played a 10 of diamonds, so he's going to be able to survive
And
unless somebody
then-
wants to screw him.
And then.
And then Alina has a rivalry with Flizzlenib
Okay,
and
so
is playing a card.
So
It
play
is an ace of diamonds.
Oof.
that goes on top of the killer's card.
That literally can't be beaten, can it?
It can only be tied.
It cannot be beaten. It can't even be tied.
It's the highest.
No.
Oh, because it's pointy.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
that's Fliznib is going down. So,
Bro.
does anyone particularly want to narrate how this happens?
I believe.
Yeah, I
did.
do.
Is that okay with you?
It's fine with me.
Go ahead.
I think Alina shows her bravery and kindness.
So he was trying to Alina doesn't have to be causally related at
No.
all. But he was casting a spell to protect his flesh from the ghoul. That's all that
Yeah.
needs to be kept in the
Right.
fiction.
I think he's fearful and stuttering and sputtering, and I don't know if he's working on the spell.
Okay.
But will we actually step up as heroes heroically to confront this monster, with Alina taking charge with her holy symbol, trying to turn the undead. Okay, and you guys are
Wait.
going to step up as well, right? Like it's So
And
right. I just want to make sure your characters are
And,
going for the
and
ride.
oh, sure. And Balthazar, we serve the same God, so he is supporting you in that, saying a prayer next, to bolster our faith, I guess.
Excellent. That's beautiful. Good. So the beast grip is loosed. It dips back under the water. It's unclear. Okay, what exactly happened there? And I feel like Flizzlenib is overcome by his cowardice and does actually turn and run and leave us with the log kind of on the other side.
Wait, he has to die.
Yeah, he's going to run into the darkness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure.
And some seconds later, while we process what just happened and are decompressing, if this were a movie or whatever, it would cut to him in the darkness trying to light a torch.
Okay, so you actually turned him.
Yeah.
And he went back into the water. Flizzlenib ran away.
Yeah, we
Okay.
saved him, and then he used that opportunity to run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's lighting the torch in the dark.
And he gets it lit.
Flint, lights it. There's the crater.
All right. Cool. All right, so now everybody other than Fliznib. Okay, so Fliznib gets deceased. Keep him in front of you. And everybody else, you should have 2 survivor points now. I'm also increasing it for Denvir. So now I think we are at endgame, because I think we have 1 PC that's living per character. So put them all in the communal pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
I keep these in front of me, right?
Yep, keep the dead ones in front of you.
And then discard the cards.
Yeah, discard all those cards into the discard pile here. And now Tim is the killer player. Everyone else, including me, should get one of the remaining characters.
So essentially, this is just a fanciful
Oh,
card
cool.
game.
I got Alina again.
It's not really a card game because there's no
It's
like
like-
strategy to it, really.
Well, if
I
you're
mean, there's-
counting the cards, there is.
oh, okay. Well, very little strategy. It's mostly like I said this in I think the Patreon post that has this ref sheet in it. It's mostly, and a lot of games that came out during this time were this way. They're kind of structured creative workshops, like creative writing workshops, where it's just to help you tell a certain kind of story with some bare procedural rules to make sure things stay on track and don't get too boring. But it's a good exercise for like improvisation, I think. So I got Denvir this time. Who got what?
So Jim got Alina again.
Alina,
John got Balthazar.
Heavens.
Balthazar.
Stefano got Morgan Ironwolf.
Okay. One of us is going to be the final girl. So this scene, Tim, you are the killer, and the way the end game scene works is that let's see, we did. Oh, and if you had used a survivor point before, it would refresh. They're like per encounter resources. So we've got 2 survivor points to work with. And end game now is triggered because the number of remaining PCs equals or is less than the number of remaining players. So if any of your players gets killed, then you may have to factor that in to the math. So if someone dies of a heart attack while he's playing, then just make sure that you calculate that versus the number of PCs. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, makes
Okay,
sense.
great. Now,
Is that actually in the rulebook? Did they
No,
talk about? Okay.
no. We're going to play as a normal scene, but after you kill a player, you just keep going. Kill a PC, you just keep going. We don't draw new cards. So you're going to attack at least one, but possibly everybody at the same time if the fiction permits. And, I should look at you, Tim, when I'm saying this. So just keep attacking people and killing people until there's one left. And if you attack everybody and everyone dies, then the high card survives. So then once we have one person left, that person, whoever has the most deceased cards in front of them, will get to narrate what happens in the end. And that's how it will end. So Tim,
Before you say anything else, I feel like that in the last scene, Balthazar and Alina became friends with their whole like unifying in their prayer and in their turning the undead. So I think they should have an added friendship relationship in that bonding moment. Sure.
it hasn't been shown yet. You'll have to show it during free play.
Yeah.
You're just
They
saying
showed the moment, but we didn't add the
that was not
relationship.
friendship. You could be praying with your complete enemy if you showed a religion.
Okay, I guess so.
But feel free to try to do that like right as soon as the scene starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of skill, in the game, I guess you could say. But so now you get to frame what's the situation is now. You can just say starts right where we left off, or you can skip ahead in time and assume things have happened.
So, starting right where we left off, that happens. You see the creature go back under the water. With your knowledge of how your prayer works, you know that this thing can't come near you.
I'm a prayer warrior.
This thing is going to be, it's turned, right? and you feel you can safely get across the water. You know this. You're like, so you guys all get together. You're going to cross the water safely because this thing's going to have to flee from you. But the power of your God is turned it for now. So you get across the water. You follow the path.
What about Denvir? Does Denvir get across the water?
Yeah, so they pull his body in the water,
Okay.
and you're just kind of armed underneath his arms, and you swim across.
Okay.
Like you would a unconscious person, whatever.
I mean, it might be kind of
Yeah.
fun if he falls off the boat or something.
Well, I mean, you didn't do that. Y'all just swam at this point because he didn't push the log. But you knew you could safely go at least from the creature you turned. So you get across and you get out.
Does a splashing of cool water bring Denvir back to consciousness for
Yeah,
a little
of
bit?
course it does.
Maybe, yeah, sure.
I think he wakes up and begins screaming. And his leg is flopping about in an unnatural manner. His left leg.
Well, it's splinted though. We splinted it.
Oh, is it splinted?
Yeah, they
Okay.
splinted it,
yeah.
Very good.
Still
Well,
be
it's still
flopping about in a natural manner.
splits come loose.
So he wakes up and he's in pain a little bit, but then
A little bit.
they're able to get him under control. Maybe another little magic
It's only a broken bone.
cleric stuff. You're good. You give him some sort of herb. Who knows?
Lay on hands.
Yeah. And you continue down the path that you saw Fliznib escape. You notice as you're going down this path that it actually begins at an incline now. It's going upwards.
Oh.
And there are much fewer of those holes you've seen before. They're maybe one or two every 100 feet or something. There's not a lot of scratches on the wall anymore. So maybe you feel this might be the way out. You do come across a torch as you're going, and it's on the ground. It's just burning there, and then you see a bunch of blood near it,
We
and
see
some
a
torn,
star-covered wizard
and a
hat.
star-covered wizard hat that's soaked in blood. And that's the thing.
I feel like the hat actually has Fliznib's name.
It's actually got his
embroidered on it.
poorly
All
embroidered.
right, so Balthazar,
Sharpied.
when Denvir came about and was screaming, Balthazar walked over and just put both hands on him, and then you saw some healing light come off of his hands in this minor glow, and he says this prayer and is infusing you with some healths,
As-
some healing powers.
Denvir reaches up and grabs Balthazar's shoulder. He says, "Thank you, brother. You gonna get me out of here? You gonna get Denvir out of here? I got a lot of life left to live.
We're gonna make it.
All right. Just keep on praying. Don't let up. I think we became friends.
do it. We can do it, baby.
Okay, Balthazar friends. Excellent. And like I said, just feel free to chime in with any pressure or killing whenever you feel like it's him.
So I don't know how paladin magic works, but if that could actually
Same
heal
as a
his
cleric.
leg, if he could actually get up and walk from a compound fracture after that healing, then
I think we're doing
maybe-
gritty mode where it's just HP healing.
Okay, sounds good.
So maybe it's dulled my pain.
Okay.
But, so it's not healed my leg though. Woo! That was the monster.
Sorry.
That was the monster.
Monster that is allergies.
So I kind of feel like we should find some treasure. Is that weird to say?
Yeah, it is weird. It doesn't make any sense.
That's what we came here for.
It's in D&D.
So our whole reason of being here is to get rich.
Denvir says, "Okay, we need to pull ourselves together. We need to pull ourselves together. Alina and Balthazar, y'all pull me. Make me face backward, and I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep my hand crossbow, and I'll shoot anything that comes at us. Let's go."
So Balthazar also uses the plank that was across the water and fashions like a little what's it called? Like when you put somebody on and you drag it. It's a
Kearney?
not a gurney, but like a little skiff or something. Like he just
No, a
pulls
skiff's a
behind
boat.
him and you're sitting on it. I don't know.
Has it been called a pallet?
There's a name for this that I can't think in my
Starts with
in
an
my brain.
L, but I can't think what
Litter.
it is. Litter, yes.
Yeah, we'll make a little litter for him.
Sure.
Sure.
That way
Okay.
we can carry him more easily.
Okay.
All right. So we've got.
There's so much blood, it just slides easily.
So we've got Denvir, Alina, Balthazar, and
Morgan.
Morgan. That's right, Morgan Ironwolf. Okay. So we're just proceeding. Tim, what happens next?
How fast do you think? Are you trying to book it out of here, or are you?
I think we're gonna go as fast as we can. Right?
Yeah, but we don't really know
Look.
if it's out. We're just going to go up.
Here's the thing: we haven't really had any face-on encounters with this thing. So let's try to be aware. Let's try to be defensive. Let's stick together in a close group. Look out for everybody. Weapons out, and let's move at a controlled pace. That's Balthazar's opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can only go so fast with dragging a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I guess Alina is going to lead the way with the torch and her holy symbol. And there you go. Let's go.
Okay, so you're continuing along. You've got your torch. You can see It sheds how much is it? 50 feet?
30.
30 feet? You then start to hear consistent like scraping noises, crumbling of rocks behind you every time there's every time you slow your pace and you can actually hear something, there's something tailing you. And then all of a sudden, like super quick, just darts into your lights coming straight at all three of you who are in behind. Just comes out just like that.
Mm-hmm. Is it James?
Just comes at you. And it goes for... So Denver's being pulled on this litter. It's trying to grab his leg.
Okay, perfect. So so we all need to have cards here. So I'm gonna get 1. I'm gonna get 5 total. Okay, you're gonna get 1, and how many relationships do you have?
1.
Okay, you're gonna get 1, and how Jim, how many relationships do you have?
So I would need 4 total.
Okay, John, how many cards
3
do you need total? Okay. All right, Tim, feel free. So you've already narrated your attack, so I'm just gonna lay out your card. 5 of spades. Let's see what I've got here. And remember, you can use your relationships, and then to save yourself, I suppose you can also use survivor points to redraw. Ooh. I don't have anything. So I'm going to use these. So when you narrate yourself saving yourself, I don't think it mandates this in the rules, but I like to imagine it as a dynamic situation going on. So if someone else plays anything that overrules this, then you can put in a piece of narration that would negate or counteract what I just did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're reaching to grab me, and I look over and shoot at you with my hand crossbow. Boom. Mm-hmm. And it goes into your neck, at least, to the ghoul's neck, and he releases me for a second. Now, that will let me escape unless anyone overrules me. And you cannot.
Balthazar has no problems with Denvir.
Okay, so then these are discarded, and we continue free play until there's only one of us left. So that conflict is over. So I'm now reloading my hand crossbow frantically.
Yeah, so it kind of screeched and backed out of the light.
Yep.
And you hear a plink, like something's thrown to the ground.
Yeah. So let's just
keep pressing.
keep praying for me, Elena. Keep praying for me, sweetie. I know I done wrong, but I gotta make it out of here.
Yeah, so maybe Alina needs to bring up the rear instead. The holy symbol. Gosh. So Alina goes back to the rear and is going to hold Denver's hand. And let's just keep marching.
All right.
Have the holy symbol when you guys got to hold the torch.
Morgan is overcome by the stress of the situation of being stalked, and so she charges after the now wounded ghoul.
Oh, okay.
And takes a swipe at it with her weapon.
So it went into the dark. You didn't see it. It disappeared.
Oh, it's too far away to.
Are you gonna try
You
to
could
just like
totally storm after it.
you go toward it and like taunt it to come after you?
Yeah, she starts screaming at it to come fight it in a fair fight, as it were.
And so you ran back past where they were.
Yeah.
And they're holding the torch, and you're running towards the edge of
sort
the
of
darkness.
occupying the edge of the light, but still where she can see a little bit beyond her.
Okay, so
Do you have the torch, or do I have the torch?
You have the torch.
Okay.
I'm using the
That's fine.
torchlight and brandishing a weapon.
Okay, so before I actually am holding hands and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't.
so that happens, and
So that means that half of the litter is fallen to the ground with Denvir on it.
Yeah.
Because you were holding, or
I thought it was Balthazar and Alina were holding the litter.
Yeah.
I thought Alina was
two.
bringing up the rear with the.
I
Well, it
am-
doesn't
I'm
matter.
the
People can
weakest one.
adjust. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I thought Morgan was leading. So that happens, and then there's like a good solid 5 seconds of just complete silence. And then all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, but Denvir feels something drip onto his head.
I want to say this that it may not be relevant, but before you attack me again, everyone else has to have been attacked.
You think if I was deciding to attack.
If you were deciding to, I'm not saying
thought-
that you are.
Yeah.
You might just be doing a fake out or whatever. So that means you can attack everyone at once, which would include me, and that would be okay. Or you can attack each one individually, and then I'm eligible for attack again. But you just can't keep on hitting the same person.
Yeah.
Over. Okay.
So something drips onto you, and Denvir wipes his forehead, and it's some blackish liquid that's thick and viscous. And then you hear just a low, really quick, and then boom, hand reaches down and goes for Balthazar
From the ceiling.
from the ceiling.
All right.
Yeah.
Just for Balthazar, he's the only one being attacked right now.
Yes.
Okay.
So Balthazar is going to attempt to.
Wait. Play your
One of
card.
the cards.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Play.
You got my cards, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's
You played
right.
my cards last time.
That doesn't. I guess you can have the deck. So just play your card, top card. What is
Ooh,
it?
it's a
Nine
9.
of spades.
9 of spades.
Okay. So Balthazar is going to flinch up with his shield because with one arm he was carrying Denvir, the other one had his shield in his hand.
Okay.
And so he flinches up with his shield to try to block it, and
All right.
blocks.
Okay.
Does anyone
Jack
want
of spades.
to kill Balthazar?
No one has a rivalry.
Can anybody kill
I don't think
Balthazar?
anyone does have a rivalry or is screwing you.
Mm-mm.
So you're safe.
Safe.
So you've got us safe now. But see, we're running out of cards.
Yep.
That's how. So eventually, somebody's going to get wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happens. He blocks it, but the creature doesn't leave. It
Yeah.
immediately jumps down.
On the shield.
Yeah, yeah, it's like reaching
Cool.
out for you. Yeah, yeah, and it lands on the shield, which its weight is going to be equal to yours. You're not going to be able to hold that weight,
Right.
So it bears down on you, and then you fall to the ground. But you got the shield in between you.
And now I'm on
the
the.
creature.
Now Denver
Is
is
it
on the ground
attacking
on the
him,
litter.
like rah, trying to get around
He
the
can,
shield?
because-
no, it's not. It does that, and
Just
he's
standing on him?
fallen, and then it immediately just looks up real quick and looks at Alina,
Oh.
and then just like leaps straight at her.
Awesome.
All right.
So, and for the first time, we get a really good look at the monster.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is, it's humanoid in shape, but its limbs are relatively gangly. You see some necrosis. Necrosis, yeah.
Does it have does it have big hands and big feet?
It does. They're
Does it have big eyes?
long, claw-like fingers. It has large, like golem-like eyes, but they are pale and glowing. Long teeth. It's clearly got blood, like dribbling down its face. Like it has been feasting on your friends.
Bruh.
Yeah. It's got gangly, thin black hair that's patchy.
All right. Like
Okay.
senior card gauge.
Senior card.
So, so Alina bravely holds up her symbol and is letting her faith protect her.
So wait, Tim, you played a what?
I played a 2 of hearts.
Okay.
Those are rookie numbers.
The only person who has a relationship with me
It's Denver.
is Envy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't do anything. Denver is the selfless guy. Okay, so this is listener. This is where part of the game comes in, where you got to think about who might be trying to mess with you.
Jim's become attached to Alina.
Okay.
And remember, you have survivor points as well, so you can play a card and then try to draw a fresh one for each survivor point you have.
So did you get more survivor points each
Okay,
time I
so I
tried
get-
to
I get
attack
to
someone?
play a
Should they have
card.
gotten?
Oh, you want me to look that up? It might be important. I don't know if you get
feel
one
like yes, but I don't.
when someone dies or if it's the scene. Okay, when a
this is
character
the
survives a
dies.
scene, this is still the same scene.
Survives a scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so I played a low card. There.
Wait, mark it on okay, for the remainder. Any scene you're in, you can discard a card and draw a new one for each survivor point you have. That's how you use them.
Oh, so if you have a low card, you're like, get rid of this junk, give me a new one.
Yeah, but at any time you can do that.
So you don't spend your survivor points forever. They're just spent for the scene.
Yes, and you don't use them to draw a new card. You instead replace cards in your hand.
Right.
Oh.
But you can do that at any time.
Okay.
Oh.
So if you want to take that one back and discard and draw a new one, you can.
Yeah, I want to use 2 survivor points. This is the last scene, right?
Yeah, it's the last
Okay.
scene. I'm going to actually go ahead and do that as well.
Son of a. Here, discard this. Can I have 2 new ones?
I'm going to get a
Yeah.
new
I'm
one too.
gonna do that too. Give me one. Give me one.
All right. I improved my lot both times, but I have no more survivor points, and they're not relevant anymore.
need
since
one
this is the
card.
last scene.
Both need one.
Okay.
Can I get one? I'm apparently taunting the darkness while all this
So
is
I'm going to play a queen.
Ooh.
That beats a 2.
Yeah.
What? Queen of what?
Clubs.
Queen of clubs.
The lowest card.
So you're using a holy
Don't-
symbol?
Don't you? Yes. don't you?
As you use it, you remember that one night stand we had.
No.
Your faith
Queen of
falters.
Diamonds.
No.
The light dims on your holy symbol. Does anyone have a friendship they want to play to save her? Because if not, it's
Please.
I don't have one.
Please. No.
No one's got anything, I don't think.
I have only a rivalry with a dead thief.
all right. So feel free to narrate the death, Tim, or delegate it.
So it leaps straight at you. You hold up your holy symbol. It starts to brighten just a little bit and feel like normal, but then all of a sudden you kind of falter and you drop it. And
I drop it and shrink away.
And it just goes straight at you, and it tears your throat right out and then drags your body out from the darkness real quick. Actually, it doesn't even do that. It just straight up kills you and then leaps back into the darkness.
Oh man! So just in passing, rips your throat out.
Yeah.
And
Casually.
Denver goes, "We gotta go. Somebody drag me. Somebody drag me. Go. All right. So are y'all gonna drag Denver? Because he really wants you to. Oh, make sure to stamp your deceased stamp, Jim.
Yeah, Balthazar is.
We got Balthazar and Morgan left. Okay. So Morgan, help! Balthazar, help!
I think at this point Morgan was like behind everybody, taunting
Yeah.
the darkness.
Yeah,
But
this
futilely.
happened while she was out there taunting because she
Yeah.
thought it was still back
But you
there.
can see all of us because the torch is over with
Yeah,
us.
Right.
You might have heard something and looked back.
So I think we should drag Denver and grab Denver and try to drag him
Yep.
into some kind of safety.
Yeah, so y'all are dragging him, and it's the incline is getting a little bit, it's getting steeper, and you start to see just the hint of some kind of light.
Hint of light. There it is. Alina's prayers must have worked. Keep on dragging. We're almost there.
Balthazar grabs Alina's pendant, holy symbol.
Yep.
And then hands it to
Morgan?
Morgan and says, "Take this. Keep this on you. Make it visible." And so he gives it to you to put it around your neck. Says, and then what's the name of the god again?
Palor.
Palor will keep you safe. And hands you the holy symbol.
Denver says, I don't know about that.
Morgan is a stoic and only believes in science, so rejects the symbol. Charges ahead.
Don't believe in God, I believe in
The
science.
rejection of that symbol cuts Balthazar to the core, and a new rivalry is created.
It has to be reciprocal.
Well,
Oh yeah. No,
Okay.
don't push your faith on me, kind of thing.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So Morgan is just going. She's gonna go sicko mode, right?
Morgan is starting to.
Do you take the torch with you, or just go to the edge of the torchlight
the
again?
chaos and the death of her peers is causing her to sort of lose her
Resolve.
ability to
No,
Her
Opposite
remain
calm.
calm, focused, and
Killed her
she's
morale.
sort of frenzying everywhere.
Instead
now.
of in the fight, flight, freeze trifecta, she's choosing fight.
yeah.
Okay. So what's gonna happen, Tim?
So now Morgan's the only one who hasn't been attacked. So I have to attack
yes,
Morgan.
I guess
before I can do anybody go back kind of through the same.
I guess so. Wait, no, Morgan. No, that was a fake out. She went to the
Yeah,
edge.
Morgan
Okay.
hasn't been attacked.
Okay,
she ran
so
off
yeah,
into
you have to
Okay.
attack Morgan, or all of us at the same time if there are more threats that you want to bring in.
Oh yeah, because surprise. So that happens. You're plowing through now. You're racing towards the light, which maybe it's 200 feet. Maybe you gauge it's coming from something, probably the surface. Who knows? But you're got your defenses as best as you can. Carrying Denver, plowing through, looking behind you every now and then, keep a look in front, and then you hear it. You hear the scream, immediately followed by another scream, immediately followed by another scream.
Uh-oh.
That same noise. And then out of the walls, hands shoot out from both sides, and one from the ground beneath, like one going for each of you, trying to grab at you.
Okay, so there are more
Yes.
ghouls in the walls, and they're reaching out for us. Okay, so go ahead and play one card as the DM, as the killer. And then we all are trying to defend ourselves against this one card. Does that make sense?
Can I use
Yeah.
my other survivor point to get another card?
Yeah.
What happened? Do I need to reshuffle the discard pile once I'm out?
If we run out.
yeah.
Yeah, you're getting pretty low, bro. Here.
Are these supposed to be in the discard pile?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so you're trading.
Yeah.
All right, so that is a 9 of hearts. That is nothing to sneeze at. I'm going to play... So, Denvir is going to drop his hand crossbow between his legs because he's not carried anymore, right? Because Morgan ran off, and I don't think one person can really carry this effectively. And he's going to reach for his dagger that's in his belt, and he will stab at the arm that's that's on him and push it off of him with his ace of clubs.
Ooh.
And he's going to start crawling just crawling toward the light with his hand crossbow. All right, the rest of you guys.
Morgan is hacking at one of the hands that came out of the wall at this point with her sword with a 10.
And you can just, if you know you're not going to fully destroy the threat by what you say, you can say whatever you want. You can say you actually cut its hand off. Like, you can go ham. Because we know we still have fictional resources left to kill us.
Trying to cut the hand off.
Right.
Well, do you cut the hand off?
Yes.
All right. Sure. There you go.
And Balthazar is just kind of done like a little running back move, kind of a juke out of the way, out of the hand reaching from the wall for him, and then has started taking off and sprinting up the incline towards the light.
Okay.
With his king.
All right, so you're just running. All right, so we all survived that round.
Yes.
It's actually still the same. Oh yeah, without round, but we still need to keep going. So I think we need to shuffle at this point.
Yeah, I have 2 cards here.
Hey, was that a scene that we survived
shuffle.
earlier?
No, it's not. We only have 2 survivor points.
Okay.
Oh, that's your hand still. Okay.
This is all the one.
If you still
final
have,
scene.
if you still have cards you have, this is still the same scene.
Okay.
If you still have cards you haven't played, you don't have to shuffle, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I had 2.
All right, so carry us on. What's we've got me, Denvir's crawling away. Morgan is, you just cut off a hand, so we don't know what you're doing now, and then Balthazar is running.
He went off in a sprint. He juked the hand, shoved it off. So you stabbed at Denvir stabbed at the hand, and it let go.
Yep.
Temporarily,
so that I could crawl away.
so that you crawl away. You're crawling now.
And now you can attack whoever you want because everybody was attacked, so it's like a reset.
Right. So, Balthazar, you juke the one hand, but as you do so, when you go off in your full sprint, you trip on a rock. So you fall, you stumble, and you're getting up. And as you're getting up, you look up, and there above you, some glowing orbs. Play a card.
Oof. Okay.
What is
Play
that?
an 8 of
It's an 8 of
diamonds.
It's at 8 of diamonds.
8 of diamonds.
So eyeballs popped out above me.
Yep.
Balthazar and has a flashback to his training as a kid, growing up as a paladin in the church, and training with the knights, and remembers being taught to always be prepared and always be ready to respond to a threat. And so instantly reacts and just reaches up and does like a Three Stooges move and puts 2 fingers in the eyeballs of the creature that's attacking him.
Wow.
All right, play your
With
card.
his King of Hearts.
That was awful.
And then he continues his tear straight out.
I mean,
so
play it
you
out.
are-
So you
are-
stab him, and then what do? Do
He
you like
stabs it in the eyeballs
and you,
and
like, pull him
pokes
down?
pokes his eyes, puts his fingers in the eye sockets, kind of like what they teach Marines,
Just to blind it.
and then pulls it out of the hole and slams its head on the ground, and then takes off running.
Love it. There we go.
And
That's what
so
I need.
you are running like as fast as you can up the hall.
Yes.
He's just trying to get
the
out
light.
there.
Okay.
And so you two, Morgan and Denvir, were still.
Yep. I'm just crawling. I'm seeing this happening in front of me.
You've seen that happen.
So now there's a writhing creature right in front of you on the
I can see he's not
ground.
dead. And I've got my crossbow and my knife. I'm not doing too good.
But it's thrashing, and then you can also hear something coming from behind you. It's even more screams. Like it sounds like there's a horde of something
Oh, boy.
coming at you now. But there's this one right in front of you, and you got to get by it, and it's thrashing, and it's starting to recover, and it sniffs because it can't see right now.
Yeah.
And then it turns straight towards you, and it starts to growl and it's getting ready to pounce.
Okay.
coming at you.
6 of hearts.
Man.
So as it pounces, as it's going about sniffing to try to isolate exactly where I am, it eventually does and pounces right at me. But at that moment, I put down my crossbow and get my dagger and hold it up so that it impales its neck right on the dagger.
Ooh.
So I get it and pull it down
Yeah.
as far as I can so it's just opening up its neck. And I push it away from me so I'm trying not to get slashed by its claws. And I'm continuing, but I lose my dagger as I go. And so I can't get it, so I just get my hand crossbow and try to keep it on me as I continue to inch along the path.
So you only have. I thought only one of your legs was hurt. The other
It
leg
is.
maybe. So maybe you can get up and hobble.
I try, but the pain is too great. And I fall
Compound
down.
fracture probably wouldn't.
Okay. Well, I mean, no, like you wouldn't put any weight on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how close Morgan.
I guess I could try to
is
hop, but it might be too painful.
to him at this point.
Morgan at this point has regained some of her senses and is running back to see if she can help.
Okay.
With Denvir, who is trying to hobble, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going
He's
back and forth
crawling.
between crawling and trying to hobble on the wall, maybe.
Okay. So let's say you get there and you're gonna try to help him get him up on his one good foot. You know, one arm over.
You're still alive, aren't you,
Shoulder.
Balthazar?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's just booking it. And
He sees the light.
yeah, so you go there to help him, and as you do, as you get him right up, you know, you picked him up. You're about to make your way out, and
So he's carrying me.
well, he's not. I mean, you're supporting his. He's
Okay,
supporting your weight.
So you're just supporting
Sort of
me.
a
you got-
three-legged
gotcha.
race.
Yeah,
thing
gotcha. Okay,
going
yeah,
on,
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all are gonna try to hobble out of there as fast as you can, and of course, as you do, the hordes that you can hear begin to catch up with you, and one leads the pack, comes leaping for you, just out like reaching out straight to your abdomen, trying to pull you back into the darkness.
All right, so play your card.
Oh man, these are horrible. Can y'all just die already?
I know, right?
All right, so what do you do?
Tim played a 5.
So
I
I
He played a 9.
shuffle to the side and swipe backward with my sword to just try to fend off the ghoul that's chasing me.
Your
That's-
fighter instincts
That's Morgan Ironwolf
kick in, and
from back in the day.
interesting armor.
Yeah. You wish you had some leg protection right now.
Yeah. All right. So your fighter instincts kick in, and you just boop.
Yeah,
Your
just
reaction
sort
is
of-
reaction
sort of
time
a-
is on point. You swipe at it, slice at its arm, and it cowers back into the dark. So now the light is even stronger. So these things they're coming at you, but they're still kind of keeping their distance because they don't want to just come full into the light that you guys are somewhat being protected by. But they're willing to risk it to get you because they know they're gonna lose their food if you don't. So now, okay, guys.
Who's it going to be?
Okay.
You can always randomize it if you don't want to choose.
Yeah.
Are you going to attack us all at once? Up to you.
So Balthazar is up front. I'm kind of going in order here. Balthazar is up front. He's getting really close to the entrance there. And maybe you see a doorway, or maybe what used to be a good doorway is half crumbled and ruined, but there's definitely light coming through, and you're sprinting towards it. And then, of course, there's a hole actually in front of it, kind of one of those tunnels right before it leads there. It's semi-shaded by a crumbled pillar that's there. And you see one of these creatures climb up out of it. And now it's between you and the doorway.
Okay, so I'm out of cards. So can I narrate what happens?
It means you're going to die unless somebody uses friendship or whatever or screwing to give you one of their cards.
Right, and I don't think you will. You only have one card left, and
That's right. And Denvir is too selfish. He wants to be the final girl.
right. So can I narrate his situation? All
Yeah,
right. So
go ahead.
as he's dying here and he's being attacked, he's realized he's faced with his cowardice and what he's done and how he's abandoned his friend Denvir. He doesn't care about abandoning Morgan because Morgan is a reprobate. But Denvir showed him kindness, and there was still hope for Denvir. But he feels that regret and that pain, and as he goes down, he begins to question his whole life, and it all flashes before his eyes. And then I like to think that he hasn't quite died yet, and then he has he's going to help. He's going to help whoever lives escape right at the end. He's there. He's dying. He's bleeding out, but he's
Okay.
not quite
Or
gone yet.
he's paralyzed.
But he's gonna,
Oh, yeah.
I like to think that his final act is of his faith is going to be to selflessly lay there and help whoever's going to make it.
Well, whoever does
Save
the
versus paralysis.
whoever does the finale narration can maybe take that into account. All right, so Tim,
Yep.
we're just continuing. So it's
All right, so now it's
your deal.
Morgan, you're trying to help Denvir, and these things just smell the blood and the weakness that is Denvir, and he's easy prey.
How many are there now?
That you can. I mean, it's hard to tell the
A
difference,
dozen?
but it looks like at any given time you've seen like 3 or 4 poking to the light.
Are the walls covered in them?
No, 3 or 4.
No, I mean you can't.
Just 3 or 4.
That you can see.
Okay.
Because they're kind of coming into light periodically
Okay.
and waiting for their chance.
Just taking pot shots.
Yeah, and of course 2 of them come straight at Denvir. One trying to grab each leg.
Okay.
7 clubs.
Denvir kicks in the face of one of them with his one good leg, and at the same time lets loose a bullet time hand crossbow shot right into his open mouth.
I don't know how you would have kicked.
With his he turns back and with
It's
his
an
leg
ace.
that's not broken, kicks.
No, that was the leg that you were putting your weight on.
I thought I was on the ground.
No.
It's an ace.
Okay. Well, I move
narrate it differently, I guess.
Morgan in front of me to protect me from the other one.
Okay,
And then I
this is-
shoot the other one.
This makes more sense.
So he uses Morgan as a human shield.
Exactly, I do.
I'm gonna kill him so hard.
Morgan, who has
Cards
no
were
more
such
cards.
garbage.
All right. So now you can't attack me anymore until you attack me.
Yeah, I think.
So you're
only
the
way-
final girl.
Yeah, the only way this works is.
And what if you just kill him because I
Yes,
put him as
I
a
mean
human
he,
shield?
he puts you as in front of him as a human shield.
And he's grabbed by several of them.
You were caught off guard, and then they just, you kind of stumbled, and they both grabbed you, and Denvir used the momentum to push himself forward and to stumble and scramble towards the doorway while they were preoccupied with pulling Morgan back into the darkness to eat her.
All right. So deceased stamp for Morgan.
Morgan dies cursing Denvir for being terrible.
Now, who has the most?
It looks like he does.
Yeah, he's got it.
Who has? Do you have the
That's 3.
3? Is that the most?
Yeah.
I have 3.
Yeah, I've got 2.
I've
Okay.
got two.
So that was the end game. So now the person who has the most dead PCs in front of them says how the finale plays out. Now, anything is possible. The canonical ending, of course, is that the final girl manages to either escape or kill the thing that was threatening them, and then we see what happens, in the end. But you can do that, or you can do a fake out, and the final girl dies. You can do whatever you want. And then anybody who has other ideas like alternate endings, they can go on as DVD extras. That's what it says.
Good time.
Like the director's cut.
Okay, I would love to do that. But
So this is all
so what's the actual ending?
this is all brainstorming, but he gets to say as to what the actual theatrical release ending is.
So I'm taking this very personally because so Denvir stumbles and shambles right to the half-opened exit, I guess, door to the cave, and the creature that came out of the hole manages to grab Denvir by the good ankle, as Denvir tries to stumble out, and Denvir is paralyzed. Across the entrance.
so he gets there, and then he's like, yes, I made it, but then it just
And at
it was
the
able to
very
scratch him and
last
paralyze him.
second is paralyzed,
And
laying athwart the opening.
Like halfway out.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like halfway in the opening. He's just
Yeah.
staring at the sun because he's fully paralyzed.
Right.
And then then it pauses there for a second as it focuses on his eye,
Right.
and a tear comes
Yeah.
out, and
Yeah.
then suddenly it's just super fast. He's just pulled back into the darkness.
Or maybe the scene just fades and we don't really know exactly how it ends.
Yeah. Okay. I like that as an ending. Here's my DVD extra. That happens. He's paralyzed, but then the Baron's men come up, and they've got wizards. They're shooting fireballs back there. They've got crossbowmen. Denvir is saved, and you just see him relaxing at the tavern with a big old frothy mug of ale, telling the story to enraptured listeners all around him.
About how he fought valiantly.
Yes.
I was gonna say
It was definitely not paralyzed in the entrance to the cave.
I was gonna say
He
that
did not
maybe
soil
as,
himself.
Maybe as Balthasar was bleeding out, he was collapsing the tunnel, and then it collapsed on Denvir's leg and held him in place, but stopped all the things from coming out.
That'd be good too. Jim, do you have any DVD extras?
Nah, not anymore.
Okay. So that was the final girl. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We never played this before. The closest thing we've played to this is Fiasco, I think. I definitely prefer this over Fiasco, to be quite frank. But for our final thoughts about what we thought about the game in general and so forth, you can tune in to our After Dark episode, which we will record shortly afterward. To get access to our After Dark episodes, go to patreon.com/ggNRE. Just give us $1. You know what? It's fine. You won't even miss it. And then you get access to all of our patron-only episodes, as well as material that we use to run our games, which includes this reference sheet that I made that I didn't even look at the book really tonight. I just used this one sheet to run this entire game. Plus there's hacks on it that you can play Final Girl in other ways, with straight 5e if you want to, or with more dramatic investment in the characters. And follow us on yada yada, YouTube, Twitter, GGNO Recast. Just look for us, it's fine. GGNORecast.com is the website. Go there, have fun. GGNO Re.